Okay, I think I'm live. Yeah, welcome to my live stream again. Um, Thank you for participating in my community voting, and you voted for Spawn. Um, I was curious if you are more for Spawn, Violator, or the Clown. I thought the Clown is pretty interesting with the face and with the volume, but you wanted to see Spawn, and it's absolutely okay. First of all, I want to thank you all of my patrons for supporting me, as always. And yeah, I think I start like always. And while I'm starting, I will wait for you to join the stream. And of course, everyone who is watching this as a video on demand, welcome as well. If you want to support me, then like and subscribe and comment on this video here or on my other videos. Um, this helps me a lot. And if you do not know this character here, it's a comic book character called Spawn, and it's one of my most favorite characters, comic book characters. I mentioned it earlier that I was uh, drawing comics a lot. And yeah, it was like Spawn and Batman and Spider-Man. I love Batman, I love Spider-Man, but Spawn is, I think, the most interesting characters like this. I mean, in comic book characters. Um, yeah, let me just create some kind of base mesh. I will not spend a lot. I think I will not spend a lot on the face. We will see. Maybe I will create his like skull face. Um, of course, my videos are not scripted. Also, I have actually no idea how far how far I will develop this character. Uh, and how far we will come in this process, but I will try to come as far as I can. And as always, you can ask, of course, in the chat if you want if you want to know something. What I like about comic book characters a lot is that you actually are pretty free in the proportions and the stuff. You do not have to stick too much to reality. I mean, comic book characters are very tall or very muscular and this stuff, and you can um, yeah, go crazy with creations like this. Placing some geometry on him, just to have something to work with. Hey, Kirill is on the stream. Thank you. Kirill is one of my newest members in on Patreon, and he is doing my coaching program. So if you want to join as well, please visit my Patreon, like right there, and you can learn. I teach mostly like fundamental stuff. I'm not teaching programs a lot. I keep it like more basic, but these basics are very important for the development as an artist in general. First basics, then programs. This is what I always tend to do. And of course, I'm creating uh, feedbacks and on characters you are working on. So yeah, if you want to learn from me, then yeah, you can join me on Patreon. Let me refine the head a little bit. A bit more. I mean, to have an idea in which direction this character can develop. And he has no real eyes, so I have to figure out how to do these, like yeah, eyes like his. I mean, not realistic eyes. Let me find some references more. Actually, I would love uh, to see another movie from Spawn. The first one, the only one. I don't know. It was, I mean, it was okay for its time. I like the visuals actually. It's some kind of guilty pleasure from me. I know the parts with the kid and the dog were horrible, but in general, the movie, I mean, the visuals were pretty fine actually. So I would love to see another movie, but I think Todd McFarlane was planning to create another movie like with these police I mean with these detectives, and actually I don't know if I like it. I like this idea to have Spawn just as a side character. Let me figure out. I have some other references of his face. Actually, the version without nose is actually yeah, more interesting. Right now he doesn't look uh, like Spawn actually, and but you have to trust the process, uh, like when you're creating as a character. Actually, I don't know. I think I load just this character here. And take these teeth here. Yeah, let me do it like this. Yeah, welcome to my stream and to the chat. So if you have some questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And otherwise, you can just enjoy my process here. And yeah. By the way, last time I wanted to talk about the games industry in general. This is the topic what I forgot about last time. Actually, more and more studios are struggling. Unfortunately, and yeah, and I asked myself why they are struggling so much. And yeah, I came to this conclusion, and I don't know if I'm wrong or not on this, but I tell you what I think about it, because yeah, like I think I don't know where Sony did the layoffs in London, or Actually, I don't know, but I think one problem actually in this whole situation is the like I call it feedback culture in the games industry. Um, we as players are tending to be too harsh on the game developers actually. When something is wrong with the game, we are tending to be too harsh on feedback, on critics. We are too critical, I think, with the media, and that's why game studios are not taking risks anymore, or less and less. And just as an example, when we watch like critics in on YouTube, we are not exploring these games on our own, unfortunately. And like we are listening too much to critics. This is what I wanted to say. And many critics, like, I don't know, I don't want to name anyone, but you know these critics. Maybe you watch them, I watch them maybe as well, and maybe too much. And the problem is actually, I don't like this thing. I think we are listening too much to critics and do not take the risk to play maybe a bad game, but maybe it's not the like maybe it's not that bad, but we do not take this risk anymore. And yeah, the game studios are not taking the risk to make the games anymore. We as players are always like, oh, we want that a studio takes risks and create this and this game and this stuff. But we as players are not taking risks to play them actually. And always, I hear always, oh, worst game ever. I don't know what. And and I think it's bad for the culture and game industry. Of course, I do not mean that we have to play bad games. If we do not like them, then of course we can say it. But when we want the studios to take risks, to create risky projects like, I don't know, something new, something not expected, then maybe we have to take risks as players. We have to take risks too, and do not um, here just, oh, this is the best worst game ever, and okay, I do not play it. I think we have, as players, we have to take risks as well. I mean, like, I don't know, in the 90s or in the earlier stages of gaming, games not always were very good. And people took this risk to buy it, to play it, and maybe not everything is perfect on this game, but enjoy it and enjoy the like experience. I cannot remember when I saw a review of a game that was absolutely perfect. I mean, okay, like no, this horror game, the I forgot how it's called, uh, or Resident Evil 4, which is actually a pretty safe thing for the games industry. Like we are just creating. No way. Yeah, welcome, Avinash Mala is in the chat, and key sign phenomenon. I think your name is. Yeah, yeah, it's a spawn sculpt I'm doing. I decided on the run. I decided to spend a little bit more with the face again. I thought I will not spend too much with the face and will spend more with the body. But actually, I need in my process. Maybe it's on yours a bit different. On my process, I need a good face first. I don't know. I'm like I like to start with a good face. So the face should work first. At least the basics. These are already details what I'm working on, but this takes a lot, or this adds a lot to the character. Anna was talking about the game industry. So for those who are new, I think we should be more forgiving with with the game industry, and don't criticize too much, or do not listen too much to critics, and explore or yeah, games on our own. This is what I wanted to say. Of course, I can be wrong, and you can say like, oh, why should I uh, support a bad game? It makes no sense. Of course, it makes no sense. But yeah, we cannot expect the industry to take risks when we as players are not taking risks to play a maybe not a perfect game, but maybe doing a like unique experience. Like I watch I watch a how it's called, let's play video right now of Metal Gear Solid 2. And I am a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid, even if the game is obvious, like objectively spoken, it's not good. Actually, there were very, very good games in this time already, like Splinter Cell or whatever. Um, but I like Metal Gear Solid more than these games. and I have my reasons for this. And even if this game is not perfect, I mean, actually, non Metal Gear Solid games are perfect, but I enjoy them and I enjoy the experience. The Yeah, the experience playing them, and yeah, like I said, we should be more forgiving for the games industry. I think I mix the scar here is, of course, in this version he doesn't have this scar and this stitching, but I actually like this detail on him and implement it here. Of course, you can for a statue when you want to print, then you can do many versions of the head, of course. Your headphones are broken. Yeah, but I hope you can see my mouth uh, opening and closing, and I hope you still enjoy this stream, and I hope you can enjoy the video on demand as well. So when your headphones are okay, or when you get new ones. Yeah, I think yeah, actually the artists you mentioned that the artists the poor artists when they work on a project and they hear like, oh, this is so bad, they developed a huge mess or whatever. Um, yeah, actually, you're right. I wanted to mention this in general that we as players have the power to to create even when we get an experience from the game developers, we can give them an experience like an experience back when we tell like, okay, this game is not perfect, but it's fun. Here and there, I see that you wanted to create a very good experience, a very good game, and yeah, like I said, buy it or buying it and not liking it is of course a bad thing, but be a little bit more forgiving. This is what I wanted to say, and experience these um, games and uh, yeah, experience it on your own if you can. Okay, now I have my head and I have something I have something to work with visually, I mean, and I can work further on the body. And now the body is of course not has not the right proportions. I have corrected. I have to correct it. I have to correct it. But like I said, game or these comic book characters are more forgiving. So you can actually create a huge body and it's okay. And I'm creating it, of course, completely from scratch. But you can use base meshes if you want. And I will not spend too much time on the back because he is sitting and we see just the front. I think in this stage I can create the pose already. Because it's of course not a animation character. And like always, the advantage of doing it like this is, of course, you can push and pull the single most like most prominent parts. Uh, Push and pull them around. Like you want. I want to save some time and create the hands from pre-built models like this. Of course, you can use a full body or full arm if you want. Okay, and this stage, um, for beginners, I do not recommend to do it like this because it's very hard to track the proportions when you model a character in pose already. I have some experience to do it, that's why I do it like this, but I do not recommend it to do it to beginners. I mean, I do not recommend it. Create your character first in neutral pose, and then a pose like this. And now for proportions, I can create for proportions and the correct sitting position, I can create my camera view and compare it with what I created. And he is even leaning even a little bit more like this. He's sitting very, very low. It's nearly a like lying position. Yeah, back to the movie. I would love, like I said, I would love to create to have a new movie, and I would love uh, to have it more like a horror movie, more like the animated series. I think it was a pretty good mixture of action and horror, and like this um, like Frankenstein theme there. So you have this monster which wants actually to live in a normal a normal life, and it's not possible for him. And these are themes actually I loved about this character and this comic book. I hope I can create him to a specific or to a good state. I think I like this pose. And now I can work more on details. So yeah, like I said in my last stream, you have to be able to, for statues, you have to be able to create anatomy in pose. So that means when, especially when your character is like wearing a skin suit like this, I mean, where you can see the anatomy, like muscles, then you have to be first you have to be able to create this, and second you have to be able to know, or you have to know what happens when you lift your arms like this. And yeah, Kirill and other of my patrons are working right now on this know-how, on this skill set. So when you want me to assist you, in your learning, then you can, of course, become a patron, and then you will have access to my private Discord, and I will coach you towards the skill set you need to create these characters. Yeah, if you want, if you have some experience with this character, I mean with movies and this stuff, please let me know. If you liked it, if you enjoyed, if you know the animated series even. I'm curious to know what you think about it, if you like this character, or I mean, I like characters like Batman and Spider-Man as well. These are, I think, three of my most famous characters, comic book characters. Spider-Man, Batman, and Spawn. And I think Spawn is one of my. I think of these three, Spawn is my most famous one. Because actually, I like characters who have a struggle. And I think Spider-Man, Batman, and Spawn have a lot of struggle to carry, which they are carrying around. And yeah, it's more interesting to follow these characters. Oh, you never you never heard of him. So yeah, I really recommend um to watch the animated series. I think it was on YouTube available. It's an HBO series. Unfortunately, it does have just 2 seasons, but very strong ones. So it's very good. When you enjoy animated series like how it's called, Invincible, right now available uh, on Amazon Prime. So when you enjoy these kind of, or like um, The Boys, when you enjoy these, you will definitely enjoy Spawn as well. Spawn is more serious. It doesn't have like, you will not laugh a lot. It's more serious, but I like it because of it, because it's actually very serious. It takes its own world very serious. Yeah, I really recommend to watch it. Of course, the comic book series is huge. I think it has about, I don't know, um, 300 issues or so. And of course, there are a lot of like versions of Spawn as well. Like, he is not the only one. Like, um, he was sent to hell and came back from hell, and yeah, wants to see his family again, but it's not possible, and this stuff. But there are many like him, and yeah, he joins this like group. Some day he joins this group, but actually I like his version even the most, because actually it's a story about like Frankenstein's monster. I mean, this whole like uh saving the world stuff is less interesting, I think. But his fight against, I don't know. I think I saw him on Mortal Kombat. Yes, he is a character on Mortal Kombat on one of these games. But he is not actually from Mortal Kombat. He has a he is not part of Mortal Kombat. I save my progress. And of course, when you know like Spider-Man, the creator of Spawn was involved in. I mean, I think he was a artist in at the Spider-Man team before he launched his own company with Spawn and this stuff. And many things regarding Spider-Man he developed uh, with with the team together, like Venom and this stuff. Okay, my Spanish is very, very bad. Um, okay, I'm sorry. Can you write in English, please? Because my Spanish is not good enough. I mean, I understand the words that you are writing, but I don't understand the meaning of what you are writing there. And I'm placing some feet here. Yeah, I had some Spanish in school, but it's 100 years ago. And like I said, I understand the single words, but I don't understand the meaning of the sentence. Uh, Let me see. Same thing with with the spider monster I did last week. Um, the legs are different from each other, and I work first on this one. Okay, on the left one, and then I will rotate this one towards, yeah, like out. Yeah, I hope, Lucas, I hope you are in the strap in the chat, and I'm curious what you wrote. Uh, of course, when you're relaxed like this, you will actually not see the muscles on the legs too much, but like on like on every comic book character, you expose the or you oversaturate the muscularity a bit more. And actually, um, the movie again, actually, I find it not that bad. Like I said, it's not perfect, but I enjoyed it a lot in my younger times. I mean, like I don't know, Batman Forever was not perfect as well, but I watched it and enjoyed it. So uh, like on the game industry, the same thing. When you just try things out, like a game, and enjoy it a little bit, don't be too harsh with your critics on this media because, like I said, maybe it's not fair from us players to expect a lot, but to give too little. I mean, many people are like, oh, I'm paying 60 $60 or 60 euros on this game. I want it to be perfect as hell. But yeah, it's actually, I don't mean it like you should spend $100 for a perfect game, but be a little bit more forgiving with this media. And maybe we as players can make a difference, and maybe we can save this industry someday. I mean, studios will not take this risk when you as a player are not willing to take risks on your own. I mean, watching, playing, whatever. Movie industry is the same thing. But I see actually Mondays are not that busy on the chat. So yeah, not many participants in the chat. Let me check out how many people are watching right now. 24. Okay. So if you 24 people want to know something, please let me know in the chat. And if you want to support me, please like and subscribe. Maybe you'll have subscribed already and liked. So thank you for this. Okay, with our like base mesh, we finished our base mesh here. And now I would go ahead to details again, and like on the head or on the hands. I think I will continue with the head some more. Leonardo is on the stream. Welcome everyone who is new on the stream. So yeah, I was working. I don't know how long I'm streaming already. Let me see. 1 hour, about 1 hour, and I created this base mesh for his body, and I'm working on the face again. So I'm always like going back and forth for more detailing and more basic stuff and more detailing again. So I'm always like working towards the final product. And I always try to not to spend too much time on one piece, because then you have a one final piece. But the other stuff is lagging, like detail. I lost symmetry on this version here. When you lose symmetry, when you like use this posable symmetry, and I don't know why it's not working. I think I used it in the past a lot, and it was working better than now. When you lost your symmetry, there is actually no way around. Just mirror and weld and work on this version until you are in this stage like, okay, I am breaking symmetry, and close one side of this mouth. There is another question from Shivam Not Found. Interesting name. Your question is, how do I make my brush bigger and smaller? I use the key S, and then I get this like pop-up menu, and then I can drag here the size out. It's like on Blender. I know you guys like to use Blender. It's like on Blender on F. Here is on the key S, on the S key. Actually, we do not see a lot from the back. That's why it's okay to leave it a bit more rough. It's not easy to create a character in this position. Yeah, you're welcome. Normally, when you're sitting in this position, of course your chin is lying on your chest. I'm not sure if I like it on this character or on like this version. That's why I think I still keep some space for his chin. I think when I would create a statue from it, I would do a version with a gamepad. So he is playing like PlayStation or so. Would be awesome. So yeah, play around when you are creating like these characters for print. Play around with some funny stuff as well. In this stage, you can of course merge everything. King Wolfman is again in stream. Yeah, you're welcome. I promised to recognize some of you. I hope I still I hope I'm doing well. Your question was correct versions of ZBrush. I cannot like I cannot tell a lot about it because correct versions, of course, are not legal to use for anything, especially for studio work. Yeah, what can I say about it? I think when you are learning as a student, um, to my opinion, it's okay to learn on a correct version because actually these companies um, like these companies profit a lot from even from correct versions because people are learning the software and they are telling their company, their studios, hey, ZBrush is a cool tool. Um, buy it and I will work with it. So yeah, actually, these companies profit a lot from correct versions. But of course, it's not okay to have them in general because yeah, like when you do a software piece, ask yourself, would you like to people having a correct version? Yeah, but like I said, as a student, I think it's okay. But you have it not from me, okay? So it's just what I think about it. When you cannot afford ZBrush, then learn Blender. Actually, the same workflow here, you can do it with Blender as well. Blender is just lagging like in performance. So when you are using uh, a lot of like um, um, oh yeah, the unfortunately it doesn't rotate anymore because it was noisy and I switched it off. Yeah, it's a printing model I did. Let me mm, this one. It's one of my biggest pieces I created, but the print is actually from a friend of mine. Uh, yeah, it's like it was just yeah like a quick piece I put together, and then it became like more a statue. Um, Camisa Asuf or Azul. Camisa Azul is asking if I used Marvelous Designer before. And yes, actually, I'm teaching software, and I'm teaching Marvelous Design as well. And yes, I used it a lot for game characters or low poly characters, and I really recommend to use it or to learn it. But it's of course very expensive as well, like ZBrush. So when you have the chance, like in a studio, to use it, to learn it, yeah, use it and learn it. But like I said, the same things I think you can do it in Blender. It's in Marvelous Designer, it's a little bit more comfortable to use. Okay, like the base mesh is already like you have the main muscles there, you have the main volumes and this stuff. Of course, the connection between legs and hips is not perfect here. It's I should like do it more precisely, but in this stage you can actually already present it to your customer, your client, and say like, okay, this is the pose. What do you think about it? And of course, you can let me save again. I think I didn't show every of my creations, or on some other videos maybe I showed it, but this is Sagat from Street Fighter. I created. Actually, I like this dynamic, and like I told before, you have to be able to create, just as an example, the shoulder. Like here, he is lifting his arm like this. You have to develop the volume here in at the front, and the other shoulder is more stretched. So you have to develop the shoulder on the back, because when you lift, or when you lift your arm like this muscle is working. When you bend your arm like this, the other muscle is working. So I always recommend to my students to work out in the gym a little bit and watch what kind of muscle is doing what. Actually, I love this piece a lot, but it's just one. Uh, it's just one piece from a bigger one, but I do not have a printer on my own, and this is printed from resin. And I need a PLA printer to print the rest of it. So it's just the figurine, and it belongs in a tank. I thought to print it on a PLA printer. Um, Ahmad Ali is asking if sculpting directly in pose, is it common in the industry? It depends on what kind of industry you mean. When you mean printing industry, then yes, it's very common, because yeah, you get a feeling for like the stuff I was talking about the muscles, because muscles are in pose always a little bit different. Normally you create like a normal version, like a neutral version, stand-up version, standing up version, and then take it in place, and yeah, like, but I wanted to create it directly in pose. I like it to do it like this. It depends, of course, on your workflow. You can do it like this or this. So it depends more like what kind of artist you are, what you prefer. But there is actually no like industry standard for this. I think I will work on this skull here. This buckle he is wearing. And like always, the first version will be, uh, yeah, pretty ugly, and you have to try, or maybe you have to work on several versions to create a good one. Like this is, for example, a little bit too round, too flat, or whatever, and you have to uh, work around it, or like, I mean, not work around, I mean, uh, work it out so it works as a 3D object. I was creating printing models a lot some years ago. Um, that's why I'm actually more into printing statue industry than into game industry. Game industry was a little bit earlier. I was working on um, game industry a little bit earlier. I mean on indie games, on not on like AAA games or so. Uh, are you going to hand paint it? Actually, not. I'm a huge fan of the pure, like just this gray version. Actually, I find it like more attractive. It's more like I see I see the actual material it's made of, and I like it a little bit more. Even on the PLA print, when you have these lines and you watch, I have a big statue like this size at home. It's printed from PLA in white, and I love it so much. Even my wife is loving it, and she is not into 3D or printing industry or whatever. And she is even like, oh, I love this material, how it looks. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the printed versions. Mhm. So it's like with a drawing. I like drawings a little bit more than paintings, and I enjoy actually the process of of sculpting a little bit more than of painting my models or rendering. It's because, like I said, I enjoy this material a lot. And Lady Kimmy is on the stream. So I think you guys are like my how it's called when someone is revisiting you over and over and watch your stuff. So I hope you get what I mean, and I thank you for this a lot, that you are watching over and over. Uh, yeah, like you see, I'm not working fast because it's actually a development process, and I do not like to rush on anything. I saw many printed models or printing models who were like rushed a little bit more, and then I saw a lot of mistakes, especially in the anatomy. Like I think I told it in my last stream that a printing company or a comic book company wanted to work with me on some statues, and they were like, okay, we are hiring some artists, but they cannot, or the one artist was not able to create a character in this pose, like with this muscularity and this stuff, how the muscles are working, and they wanted to work with me on these statues. And yeah, better. I think when you spend a bit more time with your creations, then it's actually better. Especially when you want to represent a character, like a famous character, not just as a hobby. When you want to work with in this industry, actually the printing industry or the collectibles industry is not huge, unfortunately. So be sure, if you want to be part of it. It's not easy. Like always, actually, it's not easy to be in a game industry. It's not easy to be in print industry or whatever. Would you like to model Hellboy? Yes, sure. Um, I like Hellboy a lot as a character. He's very, very interesting. And I like the movies. Not the last one, I didn't see it, but the movies from Guillermo del Toro, I enjoyed a lot. So yeah, Hellboy is a very, very interesting character. Actually, I love Wolverine as well. He is one of my favorite comic book characters. I missed it to mention it that Spawn is my favorite one, but I like I said, Batman, Spider-Man, Wolverine was actually the X-Men were pretty cool. There are iconic characters like uh, Gambit and Cyclops and these characters. They are always pretty iconic, actually. I think after Batman, the X-Men are do have the most like most famous characters in a comic book series. Okay, as a placeholder, it's not bad like this. I think I always create a first version as a placeholder. It's not a placeholder because I will delete it and recreate it, but it's more meant like this version is okay right now, and I will refine it later. Yeah, you see that his buckle is actually too deep. Um, this is something you have to when you work in on a printing model or on a gaming model from a 2D drawing. You have to either you are asking your uh, concept artist how to do it better, or you have to decide it on your own. Of course, it's a strange place for a skull like this. um, no, I don't have any space mouse here. Actually, I don't know if the space mouse is working with ZBrush. Um, I was actually curious about if space mouse is working on ZBrush, but I didn't use a space mouse. I in my last studio I was, they had some space mice, but I never used it actually, and they are pretty expensive. I create his throne just to have an idea where he is sitting on. No, I forgot how this tool works. Um, I'm not sure if if his position is correct. I created. It seems like I think he is too deep. Like he's lying too much. Even if it's fitting the perspective here, I think it's too much. So sometimes you have to correct stuff here and there or like redo stuff. Because you have to you feel it like it's not correct how it looks. And these decisions you have to take very early in the process. That's why you are creating this like base mesh first. Um, it's actually the most asked question always. How do I do the background image? And please watch. Um, I did a quick like tutorial on one of my videos. Please watch the video about the space marine or soldier I created earlier. Um, there I explain how I do this background image stuff. Yeah, I think I like this pose a little bit more. He was lying too much, and he was like, yeah, like I said, he was like, oh, I'm tired to fight the bad guys. Actually, the story of Spawn is exactly this. He is tired to fight, so he wants to retire. He wants to be left alone in his misery. The bad guys, are not leaving him alone. And I think the body could be a little bit bigger even. Yeah, like I said, you are always trying to match the original artwork first. I mean the proportions, the feeling of the character first, and then create details. Afshin Rastgar. Yeah, welcome everyone who joined right now, and you can watch this video, of course, as a video on demand uh, later. And of course, please watch other videos of mine if you want, if you like. Um, and yeah, like, subscribe, and comment. This helps me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Um, no, I'm not. I'm not a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. I'm not. I'm actually more into Tekken even Street Fighter is not mine. I'm more a Tekken guy, and yeah, this character is from is Spawn, and he is actually in Mortal Kombat as a playable character as well available, but he is actually a yeah superhero, like from comic hero. Um, how long have you been working on ZBrush? I'm working with ZBrush for about 15 years now. Um, yeah, I started pretty early in my learning and ZBrush. I was drawing comic books. That's why I'm creating this comic book character. I love it. I love it a lot. I and I started with paint, like drawing, painting, and this stuff, and transferred my 2D knowledge to 3D later as a student. And yeah, already about 15 years in ZBrush. First, I learned Blender back then, and then I learned ZBrush in my studies. So I recommend to learn when you cannot afford ZBrush license. I recommend to learn Blender, and you can actually do the same thing with Blender as well. Okay, what can I do now? I think his armor pieces here are actually not. Should I create it now? I think I can create some of these armor pieces right now. And I would um, create them from primitives again, like cylinders. Actually, they are mostly cylindric. Cannot remember how these pieces are actually made. Let me find another reference. I think it's like this. Um, your question, Warren Ice Art, Warren Ace Art, is asking for how much I'm charging for a character, a printing character, I think you mean. Um, it always depends on, like, I cannot tell you an exact number for one character because it always depends if there is how much is it a professional studio I'm working with? I mean, I'm doing it for. Is it a like um, is it a female or male character? Is it complex to do or not? Is there like are there super high detailed armor pieces or whatever involved? I mean, to create. So I cannot tell you an exact number. Um, how much it is to create it, but actually it's not cheap. If this answers a little bit your question a little bit more, it's not cheap to create it. But 3D work is not cheap anyway. So yeah, do not create it cheap because first thing you are doing it you are losing. I mean many people in the games industry and the like here printing industry or whatever 3D industry are doing things too cheap. Um, price your things depending on what do you need for your like to to live from. If this is a job for you, if this is a hobby, then do it for free. Then I think you wouldn't ask for a charging number when you wanted to do it as a hobby. I think you would like to do it as a professional. So when you do it as a professional, please do not do it too cheap and tell like, oh, I'm doing it cheap because I love what I do. Of course, we all love what we do, but um, the industry is full of cheap models, cheap uh, artists, cheap whatever, and it doesn't have to be like this. I love as well I love what I do as well, but like I said, I wouldn't do it cheap. Do the pricing based on your expenses. Yeah, I do get offers a lot, like, oh, um I do this, or we as a company we do this awesome project, and you can be part of this project, but we cannot pay you. What about when we mention you as an artist in our credits? And I think like, okay, these credits are not paying my bills. These credits are not paying um, actually anything, and it's not worth it to spend my life with your project to be just mentioned in the credits. It's actually crazy. And when you want, I give you a tip. When you want to actually, first thing, when you want to be respected as an artist, do not charge too little. This is the first thing. And the second thing is when you want to calculate your price, then please, and of course it's in every country it's different. Please take, I don't know, five uh five people, I mean five like industries, like a car mechanic, a plumber, a I don't know, hairstylist, I mean barber, yeah, a barber. I don't know. Take these um, people, ask them how much they charge, or watch how much they charge per hour. I mean, a plumber is expensive as hell. And do not charge less than these people. Okay. Um, yeah, like in Germany, we have a problem with um, to get how it's called. Let me translate quickly. Um, mm, I don't like this translation. Let me. Yeah, like it's hard to get people who are doing handcrafting stuff, like plumbers, like mechanics, like I don't know. It's hard to get them, and they are expensive as hell. So, like I said, when you are when you want to calculate your uh, price, watch these industries, like plumbing industry. uh, get get the usual payment from these industries, and do not charge less. And this applies actually to every single country you can imagine. Actually, you can do it like this. I mean, the calculation, regardless where you live, doesn't matter where you live. And it's better than asking me what I charge, because I live in Germany. I don't know where you live. And of course, expenses in Germany are completely different from other countries. So I don't know if it helps you to get this, yeah, price from Germany. But like I said, do not do it for free. Of course, this doesn't represent the correct form like here, but as a placeholder, like always, it works already. Should be bigger like this. And of course, here you can trace more through to get the correct shape, or a little bit better representation of the shape like this. I think maybe next time or so, I will create um, a voting for you guys, um, on what kind of character I should work further, because I have so much characters started, like Spawn, like I don't know, like the spider monster last time, and I think I will create a voting for you guys. You can vote what kind of character I will work further. So which one should I yeah, finish? Because of course it takes time to finish something, and I didn't have any time to finish. Actually, creating this shroud or these capes is most painful actually for printing. I did a Batman statue some years ago, and most painful was creating the cape, because it's very thin, and the customer told like, oh, it's not printing, you have to change it and this stuff. And Spawn is actually a very good combination of different characters. I think he has elements from Dracula, from Frankenstein, and from He is a zombie actually, and or kind of a zombie. So this makes him a very uh, very interesting character. These combinations. And of course, this part here is the most difficult one, like the cape itself. When I would create it for printing, I think I would spend the most time on the cape itself. I don't know if this works like if it works like this, or I think I should use more primitives for it. Especially on the shoulder pads here. Or these shoulder pads. I don't know how to call them. Ahmed Saad has a question like, you're spending already 2 years in sculpting, I think, and you cannot create a character like the concept. I mean, and you struggle with likeness of the of your characters. It's not unusual. To yeah, to struggle with likeness. It takes a lot of practice. And when you need some guidance, guys, then I'm offering, of course, courses and coaching. So when you need a coach who is guiding you, like I said earlier, I cannot, of course, I'm not like 24/7 available for you, but I do my best to guide my students towards a specific yeah, like when you want to work in gaming industry, then I guide you towards gaming industry. When you want to work more in printing and this stuff. So when you want me to be your guide and your like I do mentoring, I do coaching, call it if you, like you want. Um, yeah, and I help my students to get into 3D actually. It doesn't matter uh, if you are more into games, into printing, or even 2D. Yeah, maybe I can help you to get into more into this industry. So please check out my Patreon, and there are some courses already, and of course I'm working on more courses, and of course my personal like guidance and coaching. But of course, I cannot give you a like specific to do. Like I think I think when you practice a lot, then you should be able um, to create likeness. When you are not able to create likeness, then maybe you are not practicing enough. Okay, I think I'm already pretty long in the yeah 2.5 hours or so on stream. Yeah, this is our character so far. The spawn character. Um, like I said, I think I create a voting for what you want to see me doing more like finish more this character or the other characters I was working on. I think when I spend more like another 3, 4, maybe 5 hours on this character, it could be some kind of finished. I think to finish this piece, I would need like 10 hours with everything polished. But to consider it like finished, I would need another 3, 4, or 5 hours. I think you can create a when you are very like fast, or when you are more into when you do have more practice, then you can create a character like this for printing in about, I think, 10 hours or so. I think 10 hours should be enough. So about 1 day of work. So regarding pricing again, when you want to calculate your price, then of course you can watch how long it takes to do, and of course watch what kind of customer it is. Like, is it a private customer, a collector, or is it a STL shop maybe, who are asking you to create STLs for them so they can sell them or print them and sell the printing and so on. Is it a company? Is it a comic book company like I worked with um, on some pieces? And please watch these things and then decide on your own how much do you need, how much is the usual payment in your country, and all of these things. And I think when you take like money for 2 days of work, then at least take at least 50% more as your like, how it's called. Let me again translate. Yeah, like a profit. Okay, so you have to be your work has to be profitable to do, so you can live from it. Actually, this is the most important thing for you as an artist, if you can live from this and charge like, how much do you need to live in your country, in your situation? Maybe you have kids, maybe you have a house, maybe you have, I don't know what. Maybe you need more money than I do, maybe you need less money than I do. I don't know these things, but you have to know these things about your situation, about your life, and charge this much you can live from it. This is the, yeah, like uh, uh, only answer I can give you on how much do you charge for characters like this. Okay, I thank you a lot for being with me on this creation. Like I said, please, there I have. First time I point at the right direction. There I have my Patreon. Since last week, I think I have 2 new patrons. So yeah, welcome to Patreon. Welcome to my coaching, and I hope I can help you. I hope my videos on Patreon help you for improving. And I want to work with you, all of you together on this project. Actually, I want to do more of streaming and courses. And yeah, of course, you get a lot from this as well. So not just I am getting a lot from this. I help you to be a better artist in general, actually. Yeah, so like I said, please visit my Patreon, support me even with a thumbs up and a subscription. This helps me a lot. And I enjoy, of course, reading your comments. So thank you for your comments. You're very nice, guys. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you watch the other ones as well. And I see you, I think on Thursday or so. Maybe I do my streams on Monday and Thursday. I do not have a specific day until now, but I'm working on it. So yeah, I hope to see you soon, and have a nice one. Bye bye.